Podcast.
Can we just talk about Aliens Fireteam Elite for this episode?
Explain Aliens Fireteam Elite to me.
It's a video game where you squad up with two other people and run through derelict space stations and Prometheus goo planets and just blow away aliens.
Is it like first person?
It's third-person shooter. It fucking rules.
Really? Is it an old game or a newer one?
It came out a year ago, like a little over a year ago, and then they just put out an expansion for it. And it's the only thing I care about doing. It is the only thing. I'm going to be honest. I don't even want to be doing this. I want to be playing that game.
Man, I've been there. I was obsessed with Gas Station Simulator for like a month.
Bro, that's not real. Like
that's absolutely real.
I believe that it's real in that we've made a simulator game for everything, but I guess my bigger question is like what the appeal is for you as a player.
Gas Station
I don't know. It was really like popular on YouTube for a while, and I was like, you know what? I would try this.
Retail job simulator.
9 out of 10 on
it was
4.5 out of 5 on Steam.
It
Holy
was huge
shit.
last year, dude.
I didn't even know this was a game.
It's the trombone champ of gas station simulators.
So I did that, and then I went to, what was it, Snow Plower? I forget what the name. Snow Runner, which was a trucking game that I tried for a little bit, and I got bored of that. And now I'm playing Arcade Paradise, which is an arcade simulator where you turn a laundromat into an arcade.
This I've heard of.
Yeah.
And
in the 90s, so it's like peak 90s.
I am curious. That seems like a fun time waster.
That's the thing. It's like one of those games that you just kind of log in and then like five hours later, like I need to eat.
Yeah. What have I done with my weekend?
You guys like falling block puzzle games?
Are we talking?
I'm familiar with Tetris. Yes.
I like a columns.
Now, what if I introduced you to Lesbian Tetris, aka Mixolumia? Which the creator of that game has been calling Lesbian Tetris, and it makes me laugh really hard. But I put like over 40 hours into this game.
Holy shit.
If you're looking for a good video game that's got fun and customizable color palettes, and it's just a diamond-shaped grid, and you have falling blocks, and you're trying to clear it and get combos, and the music reacts to what you're doing, got a big old update. Now it's on Switch. Free plug to Mixolumia.
What makes it Lesbian Tetris?
See, you're going to have to ask the guy who made the game.
Okay.
Because I don't precisely know.
Wait, a guy is calling it a lesbian Tetris?
I shouldn't have said guy on account of they, them. I just automatically said guy. That's just my mistake.
Oh, my bad.
Okay, so the person who made it.
So the person who made it,
gotcha.
Yeah, Dave did that. And I don't know why. I just saw all the tweets. And then 15 hours ago, they tweeted, parents asked me what lesbian Tetris means today. So I had that conversation. So... Okay. Ask Dave's parents what lesbian Tetris means because I don't actually know.
So I just typed lesbian Tetris into Bing.
Yeah.
First result, cool game called Lesbian Tetris. But let's see what happens when I turn safe search off. When I turch it off, agree. That is a different set of search results.
How different is it?
For sure. Well,
how much of it is just ignoring the fact that you included the word Tetris?
Immediately, the top row is 3 video clips that are blurred out.
LMAO.
Then I get the standard presented without comment, Lesbian Tetris YouTube. Cool game called Lesbian Tetris YouTube. Then more images blurred out. And then the lesbian test. How lesbian are you? Lesbian adventures in... Clicking the link to find out the rest of that sentence. Doesn't say.
Oh, crap. Okay. I Googled it on my phone. Then I realized I'm on the Kombat Time Google account. So that's
great.
Well, this is how we'll know if they listened.
Oh yeah.
Slang definition: what is letress? ? A lesbian Tetris player. Mrs. Smith is a letress. I think we've got all the.
That's not a thing. Like.
Yeah.
So I am gonna try to quickly figure out actually what that means.
Yeah.
Mixolumia is 25% off this week on itch and Steam. It's the perfect time to try the shifting, glittering puzzle players are calling, quote, deeply compelling, an absolute blast, and, quote, lesbian Tetris.
These YouTube links.
Oh my God, I swear to you, I didn't realize this would go
Tetris.
live on Lesbian Day. I think
No.
it's just a one-off joke that has just become a nonstop gag. I think just calling it lesbian Tetris was just meant to be funny. I don't know.
Yeah,
Whatever it is, it's great. It's good marketing. We're talking about
for
it.
real.
It is working. And you know, we are the people to talk about lesbian Tetris if there ever was a trio of people.
For sure.
We got to introduce our guest, Corey. We haven't had a guest on the show in a long, long time. We're like 36 episodes into our 5th season. Yasin, you are our first guest in 36 episodes.
Whoa, I'm honored. Hold on. Y'all are on season 5?
Yeah, roughly. We did the Conquest as a season, and then the movies, including the, you know, Scorpion's Revenge, the animated movies as a season.
Right.
Defenders of the Realm, Legacy, and now we're in our commentary and comics season. Yeah. Man. So welcome to the show. I mean, I guess I did do those Befrienders of the Realm episodes. Those were all guests. And you were on one of those, so I guess I should be saying welcome back.
Hey, thank you for having me. But it's also the first time I've been on a podcast with Corey.
Yeah.
And what an honor that must feel like, you know, to finally kind of cross the Rubicon, so to speak, and really just get like the most high octane podcasting experience you can have.
Yeah, it's what we call you, Slipstream.
Yeah, Yasin, you missed this, but I was trying to use a funny name to enter the Zencaster with, and it wouldn't let me because what I typed in was Jeremy Slipstream Jeremy, and it wouldn't let me use that, and I'm still really upset by it.
What?
Don't know.
I don't know.
That is enough to convince me to not upgrade our Zencaster plan.
Because in my head, I'm like, Jeremy's kind of a funny sounding name, and then
Zencaster, get on that.
Slipstream is the WMC Masters name I went with, and then what if I just said Jeremy again?
Oh yeah.
Hey, should we have Yasin? Yasin, what's your WMAC Masters name? I am, of course, Neil Full Throttle Hallstrom.
Full Throttle, yeah.
Yeah.
And
we've got Jeremy Slipstream Jeremy over here.
While you're thinking of that.
Oh no.
I just cracked open an ice cold The Artist Marshmallows Limited Edition Coca-Cola Zero Sugar Creations Water Strawberry Flavored Coke. Watermelon strawberry, sorry.
The befuddling soda.
I didn't realize it was so befuddling when it said what the flavor was on the fucking can.
I don't think it says that on my can. It says it on yours because...
Also, this can's shaped like tall but thin.
Yeah, it's like a Red Bull can.
It's like a Red Bull? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like a Coke Energy.
Now that it's already been described to me as like watermelon strawberry, that's just what it is.
Right, but when you don't know, you don't know.
Now you know.
Also, I can't believe you're drinking that fucking poison.
I'm not going to drink the whole thing. It's more of a, I saw it in the store and I'm like, finally, I can follow up on a bit.
From several weeks ago.
It's also giving Yasin time to think. So, never say I'm not a man of the people.
Oh man. The thing is, like, there's just so many options. And,
first thought, best thought.
Well, this soda's bad. That's my first thought, best thought. Shit.
How about Rubik's, because I'm a puzzle?
Oh shit, the Rubik's Cube. And then like your costume could be like you have Rubik's Cubes on your fists for when you punch.
I have to solve every Rubik's Cube before I throw it at them.
Yeah, nobody looks forward to those episodes of WMAC Masters. Because while Hakeem the Machine Alston is like just knocking ninjas down, you're just over there like tucked behind the car in the Doom City arena solving Rubik's Cubes.
What's the lesson that would teach? Like, is there a flashback where it's just Yasin like slowly solving a Rubik's Cube and then it gradually gets faster? And it's about like dedication to your craft?
All about dedication.
It starts with one, and then all of a sudden I'm doing two, like one in a hand, and then I'm start juggling it, and then like my
solving them while you juggle them. Holy shit.
And then my sensei's like hitting me with a stick on the back of my leg. It's like, faster. And
you're running in the Boston Marathon while solving multiple Rubik's Cubes while juggling.
It's all about how like mental like fortitude is important for martial arts. To excel at martial arts as well.
Anyway, this drink is dog shit.
I know it is.
I would just like to sort of wrap up the MK Podquest take on this particular drink by saying it's dog shit. It's not good, and it's not even really worth me doing like the funny like sommelier thing,
right?
Because it's just bad.
It's just bad, right? Bad enough to ruin the artist Marshmallow's career.
There's nothing funnier about the can though than the fact that they were evidently so worried that somebody might think that the drink was supposed to be marshmallow flavored that they have to say the artist marshmallows.
Right.
Despite the fact that his big logo is on the can.
Yeah, but I didn't know who the fuck that guy was before.
He was in Fortnite.
I don't play Fortnite. I play
don't
Aliens
either.
Fireteam Elite.
Wait. Somebody say Fortnite?
I don't play Fortnite, but he was
Fortnite.
in there. He did a concert in Fortnite.
Did you go to the concert in Fortnite, Yasin, when the artist Marshmallow performed?
No, but I went to a concert for some Japanese singer that was not a concert. It was just a video playing in a room, and it was very sad and depressing.
Was it Hatsune Miku, or was it like somebody else?
No, that
I'm trying to think of what the easiest singer to digitize is, and it's probably one that's already a digital character.
So I played the Phantasy Star Online 2 beta on the Xbox.
I believe it.
Like the open beta. This was 2 years ago at this point. I haven't played, like, I started when the actual game launched. I tried to fuck around with it because I love Phantasy Star Online, but it was just way too much free to play advertising and shit everywhere that it just took me out of the world, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
But the beta didn't have any of that stuff, and they capped off like the beta weekend with a concert by some Japanese artist that I don't know, and I happened to be logged in when this concert was going on, like in the main like lobby area, like of the ship or whatever the fuck you're on. I forget, or the
Phantasy Star.
Yeah. So I went to check it out, and it is just everyone standing around in front of this thing for this virtual concert, but everyone is just putting up signs with emoji penises on it.
Good.
Like, the whole time. Of
course.
That was
it.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is a cool group of people right here. Love these guys. And then I signed off and haven't really played the game since then, despite it being fun and good.
I mean,
anyway,
that was a game for the original Xbox, correct?
No, the Xbox One. It's
you mean
it's like current gen.
When you said Xbox, I was like, okay, I'm going to travel my brain back to like 200004, and I was like, I'm not that surprised you haven't played it lately.
No, this is Phantasy Star Online 2, baby. This is the new one.
Can I revise my WMAC master name?
No.
Damn it.
Yeah. No. Yeah. What's up?
Well, I'm looking on here, and there's a bunch of names that are just ripoffs of every other name. Like I see Chameleon, which is a very common name.
Sure.
Black Widow, obviously.
So you're looking at the WMAC Masters women's league, I think.
Is it? Because I also see Red Dragon,
which
is very...
Well, that's Chris Casamassa.
That's Chris Casamassa, yeah. Ooh, Wizard, Mike Chatter, I forget his name, Mike Chat. He was a Power Ranger.
A bunch of them were Power Rangers.
But like he was on screen, like he was not a stunt actor, like he was actually like one of the main actors.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was the guy who played Kenshi in Legacy. I'm not a Power Rangers. We've been through this.
Oh, right. Yeah. He was in Time Force. I know too much about Power Rangers. But yeah, he was in Power Rangers Time Force.
So do you want your WMAC Masters name to just be Power Ranger?
Yes, let's go with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Yasin Power Ranger.
I'm going to change my name about like 5 times in this episode, so don't worry about it.
That's fine. You're
allowed. If you do it too many times, like a 6th time, we do just kick you off the call, even if you're like mid-sentence or something.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, we're real assholes. That's why no one wants to come guest on our show anymore.
Yeah, we have one really arcane set of rules and then nothing else.
If you make change more than 5,
we set you up to pick a nickname, we put you on the spot for it, and then if you change it a certain number of times, we kick you off the show. That's the rules. Since day one, we said that was the first thing we decided about this podcast.
Why do you think nobody ever heard the Paolo Montalban episode?
Right.
Changed his nickname too fast.
It was just him and Adani. They just kept throwing. I think they were mainly listing off characters they played and stuff, but we thought it was nickname changes, so we just kicked them off. That might have been our fuck up, honestly.
You blocked them on Instagram as well.
Like
I've actually never been wrong, so I don't think that that's entirely true.
What are we here to talk about today, boys?
Unfortunately, we're here to talk about the ongoing adventures of these Mortal Kombat comic books.
We are back.
Have lost a lot of the goodwill they previously had, in my estimation.
Like
if you can
2
tell,
months, we took a break from these.
Based on how I introduced that. But there is a series of one-shots about various characters that we will be getting to over the next rest of our lives. Who knows what speed we'll actually go at.
Sure.
This is the Kung Lao Mortal Kombat comic book one-shot. And this was, I believe, Yasin's choice. Yes?
I asked Yasin if he would do this because I know you're a big Kung Lao guy, Yasin.
I love Kung Lao, and 2021 was not the best year for Kung Lao.
Sure, when he got murdered twice.
He got murdered twice, and then I read this comic. So,
so really, he got murdered 3 times.
The hits keep coming.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so that's why I had Yasin come on, because you know, we love a Kung Lao on this show. We tend to love a specific Kung Lao.
Yeah, sort of just the
Threshold Entertainment.
The one Kung Lao, yeah.
Great Kung Lao, which is the only one in that universe, as we've discussed. But we do get a little bit of an appearance of a great Kung Lao in this comic book, so.
He doesn't look like Paulo at all, just saying.
No.
That's something that they've never really capitalized on, and they've been wrong every time for not giving that.
How can you not give him that hair, though?
They've been sticking way too close to the John Tobias drawing of the great Kung Lao from the Sega Genesis manual, not capitalizing on Paulo Montalban's presence.
By extension, too close to that like image from the new movie.
From that mural, yeah. They put
which just makes me think of the new movie, which is bad.
Have I told you? I think I have told you that I rewatched the new movie recently.
Yep.
And I was like, this is kind of fun. I'm kind of into it.
Oh.
I don't like love it. Like, don't get me wrong, but like,
give it time.
It just means nothing to me, so I can enjoy the parts of it that are good and not care about the rest of it.
What's your favorite part of that movie?
You know, I really do like the reptile fight. I'm not gonna lie. I like that it was like super lizard reptile man. And my least favorite is still Kano. Not a big fan of Kano.
But I've heard many times.
Corey loves Kano. Absolutely loves Kano in that movie specifically. He wishes that was how Kano was always portrayed and everything.
I mean, it is what all Australians are like, so I guess it's at least the most accurate portrayal we've gotten to date.
Sure. Yeah.
Hello, Paul.
Shout out to Paul and Dominic.
Commercial Paul. And then he just stops listening. And he just got it.
Should we jump into this bad boy?
Let's do it.
Sure.
Can I do a quick Neil Nook? Run through the people who made this nonsense. Absolutely. All right.
Welcome to the Neil Nook.
So this story,
I forget that some of the sound effects are like novel to other people, but like I've just heard them a lot, so I'm just like, yeah, that's the Neil Nook sound. I don't know.
What's fucked is that I have the Corey corner, the long Corey corner set as like my notification when you send me a message, Corey.
You do?
No, I don't really.
Oh, I was like, how did you set notification sounds on Discord? I was like, how'd you even do that?
I was making a joke for the show.
I thought that you knew about like a cool.
Yeah, you have to have Nitro, but you have to have like the secret level of Nitro. It's $27 a month.
You have to have Pepsi Nitro,
but it allows you to do that.
You have to be friends with Nitro from Global
American Gladiators.
WMAC Masters.
There's probably a guy in WMAC Masters named Nitro.
Actually, let me look and see if there are. You guys continue.
All right. This comic book story is titled Rising Sun, written by Charles Marshall, of course.
The GOAT.
Sure. Penciled by Tim Diver. I believe that's a new penciler for any of these, at least in the order we've talked about them. Inks by Abraham Madison. Letters by Ronnie Cruz. Dan Shaheen as the assistant editor. Dan Shaheen as the assistant editor. And Mark Panicia as the editor. Colored by Jennifer Schellinger. So we got some new names and faces. I guess a lot of the standard team was off working on that Virtua Fighter comic we talked about a few weeks ago. And yeah,
feels like we're right at home.
This art kind of looks a little like they're doing a good job trying to knock off of Patrick Rollo's pencils in this one, in my opinion. Not quite getting there though.
Yeah, I don't know what I can say about the art.
Let's jump into it because the first page, the inside cover, is the best part of this comic book. Because it is an advertisement for the Mortal Kombat movie.
Hang on, hold on.
You may not have it on your scan.
No,
but I have the physical issue in front of me.
Yeah, I very much do not have it on my scan.
Inside cover is Goro with his arms up and the dragon logo in the background. Nothing in the world has prepared you for this. Mortal Kombat begins August 18th, 2 days before my 10th birthday. And then it just kind of goes downhill from there, doesn't it? This isn't a very good comic book.
So if every one-shot goes like this one, I'm going to tell our listeners something now.
Sure.
Don't follow along.
Now,
you don't need to do that.
Yasin, you've read these, and I remember you telling me that the Baraka one was pretty good.
Yeah, I dug that one.
And I read that one a long, long time ago. As I've said, that's the first Mortal Kombat comic I ever got. It's kind of like a lone wolf and cub situation, isn't it, in that one?
Yeah. I was surprised by that one.
So I would say don't heed Corey's advice. Maybe you could skip this one. We got you covered on this one. But the Baraka one's supposed to be pretty good. And then the Katana Molina one, it's a fan favorite. But
I haven't read that one yet. I haven't gotten there yet.
The Katana and Molina stands out there.
So what we get instead of any of what you just said is
Welcome to the Corey Corner.
the story, the gist of the story of this book, like just to give like an overhead view, is Kung Lao loses and fails and fucks up basically all the time.
Yes.
And then everybody who was around him goes, actually, your original plan sucked ass. Fuck you. And he has to fight a couple of people.
Yep.
Shang Tsung goes, I'm going to beat your ass so hard. I'm going to do it as you out of spite for how lame and shitty you are. And then to really up the ante, he goes, actually, I'm going to do it as your ancestor who was better than you. And then after getting a minor pep talk, Kung Lao kicks Shang Tsung so hard that the great Kung Lao's soul flies out of his body. The end.
Yep.
When I got to that, I laughed out loud. That was so fucking
And then the face
funny.
that Kung Lao has in the next panel looks like a guy who just realized that he had 2 Cokes left in the fridge instead of 1. Like,
Sure,
it's just like,
He's like, hey, I can enjoy 2 of these.
And across the rest of it, nothing of value happened.
Sure.
Except the color pink and purple on display looks great. Like that the sky's got fun colors.
I like the coloring in this one. This is good.
Yeah.
I like these opening pages too, where he's having his vision quest, where he and his plucky band of outworld
Misfits.
rebellious whatever makes that sentence finish and make sense.
Crucifixion.
Have all been crucified because their plan failed, and like Shao Kahn and his boys have just crushed Outworld.
Just rinsed them.
It's good art. Like, it is good art. Those crucifixion scenes are kind of like badass. Probably the most badass things we've seen in this comic book, in this whole entire run, right?
Yeah.
It's got like a nice darker edge to it than anything else. Where are we in this story? Because I know nothing happened in Battle Wave at all, but like, what happened in Battle Wave?
See, here's the problem. If you don't remember and you think I'm going to remember, I've got bad news because I don't remember shit.
I know that we have Kung Lao, Kitana, Sub-Zero, and Baraka are like in Outworld trying to do something. They don't ever explain what they're doing, but they're trying to do something to stop Shao Kahn from like conquering Earthrealm, right?
I don't know, man. It's been like a year since I read this comic.
But they mostly just fight each other. Like, it's mostly just like Sub-Zero and Baraka getting mad at each other and like fighting.
It's a lot of infighting and arguing and bickering, and that's the thing that kind of drove me insane about it.
Sure. Just nothing happening at all.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what else happened. Sonya was like gonna like get forced to marry Shao Kahn or something, and then she didn't go through with it.
Something like that.
That was weird. And then Goro's back and he beat the shit out of Kintaro.
Yeah, he came back from his own comic.
Well, no, he came back and that was during Blood and Thunder, the Goro Prince of Pain series.
Yeah.
You know, back in the good days when this comic book was fun to read.
Right.
we had like 9 pretty fun issues of this, and then just
this is getting to like a very Defenders of the Realm point for me already. To the point where even if it gets good again, I don't know if that will be enough to salvage how miserably bored I am.
Yeah.
Right. We're putting a lot. We're doing Tournament Edition 2 last, and that's carrying a lot of expectations to like turn this whole fucking series around, and it's not going to meet them. We already know that. You know,
because I was reading this comic, and then at some point they say it's see Battle Wave issues 2 through 6, and I was like, I don't know if I want to go back and do that.
Yeah, go read all of Battle Wave. Like, what the fuck? Like, what kind of note is that?
Yeah, especially because nothing happens in those fucking issues. Like, I think the way it ended, right, was somehow Shao Kahn is like, oh, I know what'll settle things once and for all. Instead of doing Mortal Kombat, we'll do like a scavenger hunt or some shit that I can get to set up for some reason that's not explained, right? And like, I think that's what Tournament Edition is about. But I have no idea where this happens in the timeline. I think this is just Kung Lao hanging out in Outworld. This could happen at any point during.
He's always kind of out doing his own thing, right? So it's like it can happen at any point in time.
Yeah,
He's barely in those comics.
So he's just out like having a vision quest in the desert where they fail. And then he's like, oh shit, this means that Shao Kahn knows about our plan. I have to go tell everyone. And then Sub-Zero shows up and just starts beating the shit out of him.
Wait, is that Sub-Zero or is that Shang Tsung?
Well, it's actually Shang Tsung. That's what we learned. It's actually Shang Tsung
So
as
all of these
of
are Shang
these
Tsung.
people.
Yeah, gotcha.
Right. But he's getting fucked with. And here's the thing. I didn't see that coming because I, for some reason, constantly forget that Shang Tsung can disguise himself as people. And I think the reason I forget it is there are a lot of great opportunities for him to do that he never capitalizes on, and then only does it when it doesn't matter to anything. Right. Like, I think he did it once in all of Conquest. He pretended to be Quan Chi.
Oh, right.
And
Remember that.
he did a couple times in the movie to be like a film director, and then Robin Show's brother, but did it right in front of Robin Show. So like he knew. He like never uses the power. Like, so I just forget that he can do it.
And he doesn't do it at all in 2021.
No, he doesn't. Maybe that Shang Tsung can't.
Yeah.
Oh, he never does it in Legacy, I don't think. I don't know. Dude, just it's like one of those powers he only pulls out when he can, or when it's like we don't know what else to do. Let's just make him turn into somebody else. Fuck it.
But even in like MK11, like when you play as Shang Tsung, can you transform or can you change or do you just use their power?
Yeah, you can change. You can change in that. And I think he probably does it during the storyline for that a couple of times too, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
I've only played it twice. And I've emptied all of those memories out of my head to make room for Fireteam Elite lore.
Important stuff.
So they're just fucking around and fighting, and basically Kung Lao's like, Shao Kahn knows our plan, and Sub-Zero's like, well, you suck and I hate you. Let's fight. And then he just knocks him into or Kung Lao just knocks him into some water, and he's like, oh shit, I gotta go tell the other people on our team. And then he's immediately attacked by Baraka. Again, same story, right? And Baraka's like, you suck and I hate you and we're never gonna succeed, whatever. And then Kung Lao like beats him up, but he kind of disappears and then reappears as Kitana, and then is like, hey, let's fuck, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then he's like, now I know this is a trick.
Yeah, Kitana would never want to get...
I'm completely unfuckable.
Because what does she say? She's like, it is time for us to act on our desires, act upon our passions, which is the most directly horny this comic ever gets, I think.
There may be fog in Outworld, but Kung Lao's mind is finally clear. Get back, treacherous one. You've never wanted to fuck me, not even once.
So when he smacked the shit out of her, I did not know yet. I had not caught on that this is Shang Tsung. So I was like, what the fuck? This is not cool.
Then she turns into Metal Mario.
Yep.
I was like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, and then we get our young handsome Shang Tsung reveal.
Oh my god.
You love this design, don't you, Corey?
It's the funniest thing in the world, but it's also just like, what are we doing, you know?
For those at home, this is classic Mortal Kombat 2 Shang Tsung.
He's got his big hat. Well, not a big hat, but he's got his like fisherman's beanie and his big suspenders. And he's got no eyes.
Gaze upon the visage of Shang Tsung, right?
And so I've got how many notes? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 notes for the whole thing.
And we've gone through all of them so far, haven't we?
No, one of them is just gaze upon me and all my renewed vigor, youth, and also my fun hat.
Time for us to act on our desires, right? No? Just me? Okay.
Just
hold on. What does that mean? Just me.
I'm saying let's get some Kung Lao Shang Tsung action. We didn't get it in Conquest. Might as well get it here.
I feel like we're close in Conquest.
We got close. Yeah, there was a lot of tension between those boys.
I'd rather get it there.
Well, yeah, but we didn't get it there.
But like that doesn't make me suddenly just go like, now I'd rather just like I'll just take any garbage.
Right.
You know, like that's not how I feel about it, is all I'm saying.
Okay.
You know?
You're not dedicated to the craft. It's really what it is.
Of course, we did get it in the Lost Mortal Kombat Conquest episode, Seasons Beatings, where everybody had to kiss at the end. Go back and listen to our holiday special from last year.
Who could forget? Who can relate?
Working on one for this year, by the way, Corey.
I believe it.
All right, so we got Shang Tsung finally revealed, and Kung Lao, they're going to fight, right? But Shang Tsung's first got to like pick a form to fight him in to humiliate him the most. So he's just scrolling through the character select screen, right? Mm-hmm.
your brother, your dad, your dad's dad, your dad's dad's dad, your dad's 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 dad. Great Kung Lao, probably.
So he's like, Liu Kang, no, too weak. Scorpion, no, too dead. Katana,
Well,
too soft.
hold on for one moment. When
sure.
the fuck has that ever mattered?
It doesn't. That's the thing.
When
It
in
has
the
never
fuck?
mattered. Scorpion's been dead since issue 0 of this. Like, and he's done a lot. He's got like an army of undead. Like, he's clearly, death is not a problem for this man, right?
It's just a like, look, if you're gonna give us a real, like, I want a real excuse why it's not Scorpion. Like, he's jacked my style by wearing the same color scheme as me,
Sure.
or like two animal name.
Well, but let's be honest. Shang Tsung is jacking Scorpion style.
Yeah, but Shang Tsung's got a big ego. He doesn't think that.
Right. So maybe it was not Scorpion because we'll look too similar because we're the same colors and it's kind of foggy out here. And you may think
he might just think it's
fighting me and not
right.
Scorpion. Right. Then it goes to Reptile and it says too cold. And is this a coloring error? Is this supposed to be Sub-Zero?
No, I don't think that's Sub-Zero because I don't think that the face mask is the same design.
But it says too cold.
I think cold-blooded because he's a reptile.
Yeah, like too cold for him to do it. It's definitely not a coloring error.
Right. It's more like if I turn into him, I will be cold because I am not used to being cold-blooded.
Yeah, the masks are also different.
They are different, but it was just weird because I was like, he's like too cold-blooded. I guess sounds badass and like wouldn't be a problem.
But then the next one is too cruel, and again, when has that ever been an issue?
Sure, it's
what
not.
is the problem?
And then Raiden is too hot.
Descending into like sexually attractive.
That makes
Shang
sense.
Tsung, what's the fuck Raiden too bad?
It is the Jeff Meek version of
Raiden. I was dipping dangerously into bad Jerry Seinfeld voice there for a second.
You really were close.
Come on.
You were on the brink of I don't want to say
Jerry. Every time I do Jerry Seinfeld, I just want to talk to Jerry. But I'm already Jerry.
So then he yeah.
Scary Jerry.
You're Jerry Slipstream Jerry, right?
Jerry Slipstream Jeremy Seinfeld. For Halloween this year, I'll go as Jeremy Seinfeld, the one that never dated a high schooler.
Shit. Jesus Christ.
By the way, I want to change my WMSC master name to Too Cold.
Too Cold, you got it.
Is it all one word or is it 2 words or is it
2 KOLD? Like the number 2.
The number 2 K. Yep.
Yeah. That's sick. That's also what I'm going to finally get my vanity license plate to say.
Too Cold or Jeremy Seinfeld?
Too Cold. I don't think I have enough letters to work with Jeremy Seinfeld.
JMY, people figure it out.
Jimmy, that's Jimmy.
Yeah, but JRMY is going to be too many because then you need like S.
I have 8. No, I have 6.
SFLD. People will figure that out as Seinfeld, or at least like South Florida, maybe.
I think
and then you could be Jimmy South Florida.
ko-fi.com/MK Podquest if you want to help us get our vanity license plates.
Yeah. What if you were just Jimmy South Florida?
Jimmy South. I'm not in South Florida though.
Yeah, but you could put SFLD, like JMY SFLD. That's 7 letters. And now you're Jimmy South Florida.
Jimmy South Florida dick. Because FL is Florida.
Yeah, but FLD is Florida.
Florida. Jimmy South Florida.
Yeah. I don't see an issue. I feel like you just don't want this, but like it works.
Yeah,
I don't want it. I don't.
You're being presented Neil, you're being presented an opportunity.
I will do it. I will do it if you will also do it.
If we both made our license plate Jimmy South Florida?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, bet.
All right.
Sure.
ko-fi.com/MK.
If somebody pays for it, I'll do it. I don't want to do it because it's expensive where I live, so I'm not going to do it just for a joke. But
a lot cheaper here. So
God, it's so expensive here. I don't know why.
Because they don't want you to do idiot things like this.
I almost made my license plate say Wario. Like.
Anyway, Melina is too pitiful, which honestly I buy in this version of Mortal Kombat universe. Johnny Cage too flashy. Again, shouldn't be a problem.
Nope.
And Sonya too frail, which is just a flat out fucking lie.
That's a lie.
Well, that's just misogyny.
Right? It is, clearly.
Because you said Kitana's too soft as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So then he's like, I got it. I'll turn into you because that'll be the most humiliating for you to get beat by yourself. Now, this is where I have a big issue because the point is hammered home to us in these comics anytime Kung Lao shows up, that the dude is just an absolute fucking failure of a human being, and his whole family has been too, right? Like when we first meet him,
they lay it on so thick at the beginning of this issue.
Yeah,
they really do.
It's like comical how hard they're like, Kung Lao is the biggest fuck up who has ever existed, and he comes from a long line of people who fucking suck ass.
Yeah,
And
we
it's
learned that
just like-
his first appearance, I think, in the Goro series when he punches the tree in half.
Mhm.
They're like he's a failure and an outcast, exiled to Outworld, and just like full of shame, right? Like they set him up to be such a goddamn loser in this. So that's not a good form. If fucking Johnny Cage is too flashy, then why isn't he like, no, I can't be you. You're too much of a goddamn failure. Like the character select screen while Shang Tsung is like picking his characters, and he should scroll.
He's like,
over
who's
Kung
the guy
Lao
who
and be
sucks
like-
the most?
and be like, too much of a loser based on everything we've learned about this character in this comic book. So I'm not picking him, but whatever. I get it. He's trying to humiliate him.
Yeah.
Yasin, as a big Kung Lao guy, how do you feel about this characterization of Kung Lao in these comics?
I hate his characterization in the comic books. They're just like, cause I never got that impression from the games,
Yeah,
or even the Great Kung Lao. Great Kung Lao and Conquest was a mixed
Perfect.
bag.
he's perfect.
Yeah, to each their own.
Unimpeachable.
And then he's really cool in the 2021 movie, and he's cool in Legacy from what I remember, I think. So then you get here and just like every like scene with him in it is just like he sucks, and he's on his own because he sucks, and he doesn't believe in himself even though he's a martial artist, and he never throws his freaking hat, which also
never
annoys the
throws
crap out of me.
Never throws a hat once.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was excited to read this comic when I learned that there was a Kung Lao single issue. Like, oh, cool, single issue comic. This is gonna be awesome.
Some story, some redemption, maybe.
Some hat throwing, at least.
And you saw Charles Marshall wrote it, and you were like, oh, never mind.
I said, oh God.
How do
But
I
he had
how do I
something
thumbs
against
down a book?
delete pretty much.
But it is nonsense. Like, because I don't remember him. I never remembered him being like a fucking loser. But like, I think that this idea of him really permeated Mortal Kombat fans' heads, and they thought, oh yeah, he's the fucking loser. Like, I know when they started getting narrative with the stuff, they started characterizing
getting
him.
narrative is like an awesome just sentence to say.
With the games in particular.
Mhm.
Right. That's when you started seeing like, oh, he's got this big ego, which I think is fine. Like, he's allowed to. Truth is, he could in single combat murder most of the population of Earth, right? Like,
Yeah.
he's a badass. Like, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't
Right.
like this. I didn't like them just being like, look at this fucking loser in his dumb hat with his cape, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with him having a big ego, because like, hey, there's an arc there. He can learn to be more humble, but he can still back it up that he has a big ego because he can fight.
Sure.
Like I actually prefer that. Like in what was it? Mortal Kombat 9? No, I think it's MK11. Like he's very cocky in it.
Right. And it's the younger version of him also.
Yeah, but it's fun that way. This is just depressing. Like
It is. It's a bummer. And
Yeah.
anyway. So now Kung Lao is going to kick his own ass, but it's actually Shang Tsung, right?
yeah.
And then Shang Tsung's like, no, I got it. I'm going to turn into the most humiliating thing I can possibly think of to really fuck with your head. I'm going to turn into the great Kung Lao, who was an awesome warrior until Goro defeated him in Mortal Kombat. And you guys have just been failures ever since then, right? And he does. He turns into him. He looks kind of like the Tobias version,
Mm-hmm.
a little stalkier based on this one panel of him.
He's got that Rob Liefeld build to him.
Little bit. His forearms are as thick as his head,
Yep.
which is weird, and thicker than his feet, which is also weird. But hey, it was the 90s, right?
I don't think that's an excuse.
It's not like a good excuse, no. But and then Shang Tsung's taunting him like, I can turn into him because I stolen his soul. His soul is in me. I stole your ancestor's soul.
And it was so satisfying, and it's
the
like,
most
okay, that's not
delicious
like
soul I've ever.
it'd be better if he
sold.
said delicious. He just said like it was like getting a satisfactory grade is like
Sure.
kind of
I
unrecognizable, not
sucked his soul and I loved it.
yeah. If you said that, I think that would probably be pretty good.
Time for us to act on our desires.
Act on our passions.
Yeah. I think he just fucking starts throwing like wrestling moves at him, like kneeing him in the face and elbowing him in the face, and just a lot of hits to the face here for modern Kung Lao
WCW
in this fight.
Just a lot of generalized hits to the face.
Yeah, and then great Kung Lao Shang Tsung has modern Kung Lao loser boy on the ground.
Yep.
And he's like, "You suck, and I beat you." And then
you're the ultimate doo-doo ass. And he's like, "Damn, I can't believe you would say that to me. Damn, that's fucked up."
But he starts getting like pulled apart. Like you don't see it. The shift here was so nothing.
He starts getting pulled apart, but you don't see it. Neil, this is a visual medium.
But you don't see it because suddenly
see it.
Well, it's all dialogue. It's like, no, you can't do this. And he's just like talking to himself. And he's just like got his hand on his face like he's got like a mild headache.
Yep.
And then it's like suddenly
it's a little bit uncomfortable to get ripped apart into a bunch of pieces.
Suddenly it's like, "Hey, Kung Lao, it's me, your ancestor, the great Kung Lao. I've taken control. You need to free me from this body," right?
Only you kick his ass so hard he dies.
But he really does. He's just kind of like got a hand on his eye like, "Oh man, ice cream headache," you know?
Yeah.
And he's got a hand on his head like, "Damn, ice cream paint job." and that motivates him so hard to get back to his cool car that he kicks Shang Tsung so hard that his soul leaves his body.
High kicks him in the chin, knocks the soul of the great Kung Lao right out of him.
Somebody's podcast just get haunted by a ghost passing through. What the fuck was that sound?
Oh, that was the ghost of a motorcycle passing.
That was the sound of the great Kung Lao's
soul
leaving.
Yeah, exactly.
He got his soul
Shang Tsung's body.
Wait, it wouldn't be sucked. It would be the opposite.
Get his soul blown.
That sounds like it could be better.
Yeah. More satisfying.
And then we just see it like raising up into the sky, and like he's like got his hands together like, "I am free now," or whatever.
Finally, I can go vibe. Like, what does he do now? Like, what's the point? You know?
I don't know, but modern Kung Lao's jaw is so square on the next page. It's insane.
And when he's just looking up like,
Yeah. I wonder if those Cokes in the freezer are cold yet and I can have one. I just put them in before this fight. I hope they're cold enough.
I hope it's watermelon strawberry flavored.
I hope it's the Artist Marshmallows limited edition Coca-Cola.
I think I said on Kombat Time when we talked about this podcast, this episode or this
comic.
This comic. There we go.
Yeah. I was gonna say I'm very flattered that you dedicated an episode completely to us.
Oh yeah, we review every episode
of MK Podcast
on
I do. We should start a chain where one of us will review episodes of Mortal Podcast, and then the other will review the reviews of the Mortal Podcast.
Yeah, we just have a infinite circle of it. Yeah.
Create the Aurora Borealis or whatever it is. That's not the word, right? What's the snake eating its tail? Is that what it's called?
Ouroboros.
Aurora
Borealis is the fucking Northern Lights.
Yeah,
I bought it. I don't know.
Just a podcast Ouroboros.
Is that an Ouroboros located entirely in your kitchen? Yes.
Steamed hams, but it's Mortal Kombat's Kung Lao comic book. What were you saying you've seen?
Oh yeah, I said.
Bro, what are we even talking about anymore?
The stupid face on the left. It's like we said that that he looks like. Was it a PS1? No, Dreamcast game. The C-Man Dreamcast game.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
He looks like that face.
He looked like when they do the face mapping onto the guards in Perfect Dark.
It does.
Anyway, that's it. Shang Tsung's laid out on the ground. Kung Lao's looking up at his ancestor flying away.
Mm-hmm.
And Charles Marshall writes, he realizes now that he has spent so much of his life worrying about how far he might fall that he never stopped to consider how high he might rise. That's a joke about the spirit rising into heaven, right? Like,
yeah, and it's also like not motivational, or like it doesn't feel like it has any actual relation to what happened at all.
Yeah, because he's also like, man, if is the message here, I might also get my soul ripped out of my body and then later on released so I can rise to heaven.
Someone release me from this mortal coil.
That's the goal here. That's the goal for our boy, modern Kung Lao.
He doesn't even have his hat at the end.
Doesn't even have his hat. What happened to it? Is there a page missing where he threw it?
He got knocked out at some point. Oh, it was when he was doing the wrestling moves on him.
Oh yeah. You got to disarm your opponent, right? With that hat they never fucking use.
You can't disarm what's not used.
True. Anyway, that's the end of the comic book. Not bad, but not great.
Not good. Let's not be
Not-
too hasty here. Not good.
It's
I
not
didn't.
bad.
I didn't say it was good, but
Not
I think
bad.
that this was better than every issue of Battle Wave combined, which isn't saying much. I understand that,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Some of the colors are cool. Absolutely. The purple, pink, gradient sky stuff. Love that.
I think the art's generally good in it. I think those opening pages are very cool, showing like Shao Kahn's conquest and all the heroes crucified. That
I
looks
hate
sick.
how Shao Kahn is drawn though.
So do I. I don't like the design of him here at all.
It's
the
terrible.
lumpy design. I mean, it's
Lumpy
it's an
dragon man.
accurate design,
That doesn't make
right?
it good, though.
But
It's just the shading and the coloring just looks so awkward.
Give me an inaccurate design, then, please.
sure, give us Jeff Meek with a mask on his face.
I think my biggest frustration with the comics at this point, and I'm sure I've vocalized this already,
Mhm.
so forgive me for that, but I don't feel like I was given an actual reason to have read this.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Like, this felt entirely like, so my life now has 20 fewer minutes that I can use to do something else.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that was necessarily in service of.
Majorly cut into my Fireteam Elite time, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You can run like a whole mission in 20 minutes if you're good.
Are you
good?
I'm pretty good.
Great minds.
I'm getting there. I'm not bad.
Okay, so you probably said that 20 minutes isn't that big of a deal.
Yeah. But I don't know. These comics, yeah, they're not great. It's bewildering how they had to split so many things up into Battle Wave and then Raiden and Kano and Special Forces and
They didn't
One-Shot.
have to.
And
They just
didn't fucking have to.
Decided to do that.
Like Mortal Kombat's an ensemble thing, right? They could have just each issue could have just been one. Like we could just be at like Mortal Kombat number 26 at this point or whatever.
Yeah.
Just like had one long run of all of this stuff. We didn't need it cut up into like 6 different miniseries all coming out at the same time, interweaving. And I know comic companies do that to sell more books, but you gotta sell something worth reading.
I mean, it
like-
just feels like this is an afterthought. Like this is just,
Yeah.
let's get one more thing out there to promote Mortal Kombat because comic books are so big right now.
Sure.
Let's put this out there. We don't care if it's connected or has anything to do with
Right.
the movies or the games or whatever. Like they're not connected to each other. It's just, yeah, it is an afterthought and it feels like it.
They were probably capitalizing on the popularity, on the hype of the movie coming out, because there were articles about that in like every issue of GamePro for the year leading up to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but like this story also, if they had cut out like the stupid Sub-Zero Baraka fight, right? If they had just gone from his Vision Quest to the Katana encounter and the reveal that it was Shang Tsung and then the Great Kung Lao thing, it could have been like a backup story in a standard issue, right? Like, and it would have been better than like say the Goro and Kintaro one we got in like Battle Wave 3 or 4 or whatever. That just doesn't matter to anything. Because they did like shitty backup stories and all of those that just didn't fucking matter to anything. Like, at least this was more entertaining than those, but it should have just been a part of the series. I don't like the way that they publish this stuff.
Yeah.
And there's no sense getting mad about it now. I mean, it was 30 years ago at this point. Is that right?
Yeah, but I read this comic twice, so I am mad about it.
That's 40 minutes. That's a fire team mission.
That's like 2 Fortnite missions.
They got missions in Fortnite?
Not missions. What do you call them? Matches.
Rounds.
Matches, yeah.
All right. So
Battles.
you play Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
Did they put Scorpion and Sub-Zero in that? Am I remembering that correctly?
I haven't seen any Mortal Kombat characters yet.
So there's just like something fake I saw on the internet. I know they put like Goku and Vegeta in there.
Yeah, they did that recently.
Does Vegeta have his Batman shirt?
No, he doesn't.
That's
I wish he did.
cowardly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been waiting to see that because like I've been playing it for maybe 2 years now because of the pandemic. And
Because of the pandemic.
well, I got
Sure.
into it because my friends got into it during the pandemic, and then I got into it, and I was like, well, you know what? This is fun. And now I genuinely like it. But I've seen every character under the sun except for Mortal Kombat, and it's annoying.
Okay. So I saw this article from over a year ago, from February 2021, Fortnite X Mortal Kombat skins coming soon. So clearly this is just nonsense, right?
I think
This
so,
is just
yeah.
rumors, like fan speculation and rumors. And I got duped by some of the shit because I'm not a Fortnite guy. So never mind. I was going to say, did you play as them in Fortnite and was it cool? But I guess the answer is no, because it didn't happen.
Did not happen. Not that I know of.
Seems like they gotten everything else in there. I don't know. My next question is going to be, should I play Fortnite?
Yeah, dude.
Okay. I'll install it later.
We got Josh into it.
Oh, yeah.
And he's been enjoying it. and he was starkly against it for a long time. But
Sure.
yeah,
Just because it's everywhere all the time.
yeah, it's everywhere. But it's fun. It's a thing to, it's more like we use it to catch up with friends kind of a thing.
Right.
So
Yeah, Fortnite is a venue rather than like a thing.
pretty much.
Sure.
Because you're doing the same thing.
It's a social network.
Yeah, pretty much. Because you get in there, you're doing kind of the same thing every time until you're about to win. Then you kind of focus for a bit, and then you start talking again. So it's like, it's just a conversation thing.
Okay.
Yeah, but no Mortal Kombat yet. As soon as they do, I'm definitely dropping money on it.
Watch out for the tie-in with the new animated movie coming out.
Oh,
What's that called again? Let's
No
talk about that
idea.
for a minute.
Snowblinder? No.
Snowblind. Yeah.
Snowblind,
Mortal
yeah.
Kombat Legends Snowblind. Corey, we know we're going to have to cover that on the show. It comes out in like 2 weeks or
Are
something.
you ready for that, Corey?
It can't be any worse than the last one.
Battle of the Realms was so terrible.
Battle of the Realms sucked. Just full out, like, I'm not even that sorry about it. Like, it just flat out sucked. I'm sorry. Like,
Man, I know. And like following Scorpion's Revenge, which I still think is pretty fucking good. My opinion of it has wavered a little bit. Like I'm not putting it like at the top of my list anymore because I wasn't that sustainable.
Yeah.
It was just cool. But like Battle of the Realms, fucking I hope Snowblind's better. I think it's gonna be cool. I like that they're doing a Kenshi story and it seems to be on a smaller scale and it's not gonna be like Fire God Liu Kang shit and giant dragons and whatever else.
I don't know, man.
A lot of Kano. Seems like it's gotta have a lot of Kano in it.
I hope it's 2021 Kano.
What if it's
it's a human Kano and everything else is animated, but it's that human Kano.
I think we did it. I think we talked about this 20-page nothing of a comic book.
Did we? It's
Yeah.
all been a blur. I don't.
Yeah, I always feel bad when we have a guest and then the thing that we're talking about is just nothing.
But
we
that's my
knew.
fault, though. That's
No,
it's my. You know what? I apologize. It's my fault for being a Kung Lao fan. I apologize for that.
I did this.
I did
It's
this.
your fault.
I did this to the world 30 years ago.
You wrote to Charles Marshall when you were like 8 or 9 or whatever and
Can
said,
you please
make
write
a Kung Lao
Can you
comic
please
book.
write a Kung Lao comic?
It's
Mr.
your
Marshall?
fault that this happened. And Charles Marshall famously hates kids, so he's like, I'm going to ruin this kid's favorite character.
He really did. He spent all this time just to ruin this character, man.
One last comment about the book. I do like the opening page with Kung Lao's face covered in blood and the blood we see on like Sub-Zero impaled and Baraka's face all cut up. I like that finally they're like, yeah, we should put some blood in this thing. We have not been putting very much
Blood
blood
and thunder. Nah.
in our Mortal. We had an arc called Blood and Thunder, which had no blood in it at all.
Well, the blood
from
was
what
in
I
the name.
remember. They thought that was covered.
Yeah.
Anyway, I didn't hate this. It was fine.
Yeah.
It was better than all of Battle Wave put together, but still not very good.
Yeah, like,
And,
the comics are very like seek out the list that identifies the highlights and just do that.
And I'm willing to say read Battle Wave. No, don't read Battle Wave.
What?
I'm willing to say read Blood and Thunder and Goro Prince of Pain and stop. Like you're good. You got it.
I liked Raiden and Kano. It was ridiculous.
What?
It was
The whole like third issue with just like them fighting in the sky, kind
Yeah.
of, and Smoke and Jade pop up
Yeah.
for a second
It was-
for no
it
reason.
was so dumb. It was great.
And everyone's faces look weird. Like everyone's faces look weird in that book.
Every face looks weird in most of these comics. You kind of
Sure.
get numb to it at this point, but then you get panels like the last one in this book, and you're just like, what the crap?
Where it looks like somebody just like traced a photo of a Ken doll.
Or you go look at a book where the artist like draws faces like really, really well, and then you come back to this and you're like, I see.
Like this isn't even a face.
This is
No.
like the Rob Liefeld feet equivalent of a face. Is it feet that he doesn't draw? Do I have that right?
Yes, is the
Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There's a documentary I really want to watch about Image Comics.
Uh-huh.
I can't pull the title right now, but I saw a clip from it of Rob Liefeld talking, and he's like, I don't know. He's like, when you're a combat guy, like you just need to have pouches. Like you got to have pouches on all your stuff. And people like complaining I put too much pouches on things. But you know what? I have like a signature. I have like a signature style. If I'm known as the guy who puts pouches on everyone, I'm fine with that because like people recognize it, like he's just like very
Finally, I'm
clearly,
the fucking pouch guy
being defensive about the criticism he received for covering people in pouches.
in tactical pouches.
And I was like, I gotta watch this fucking documentary.
Of all the things that he
You're gonna have
points out is the pockets.
yeah. I know.
Not the weird dimensions of his bodies or the fact that he doesn't draw feet.
But I got to watch this thing because you got like Jim Lee, right? And Todd McFarlane, like terrific. And then Rob Liefeld somehow got in with these guys. I don't want to talk a lot of shit because Rob Liefeld draws better than I do.
Oh, for sure.
But
he definitely draws better than you do.
Oh, absolutely. There's no argument. There's no argument.
I have no idea.
But it's also like, what are you doing, man? Like, how did you get into this? I don't know. Anyway, let's get out of here. Yasin, what do you got going on?
Well, I got Kombat Time, the Mortal Kombat podcast that specifically reviews MK Podquest episodes. But yeah, I
got for the new sub series.
Yeah, that's why it's called that, because we famously came up with the phrase Kombat Time while watching Defenders of the Realm.
And then put out merch.
Yeah, we put out a clock.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna put out a clock that just says, "What did y'all do a clock that has like MK Podquest all around it as well?"
It's in the center. It says MK Podquest.
Right.
But if you wanted to make a clock that had Combat Time in the center, and then it said MK Podcast all around it, that would be pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, let me write that down real quick. Hold on. But yeah, we have our podcast with me, hosted by me, Josh, and Jay, and we just talk about all things Mortal Kombat. It's basically a rip off of your podcast, but we go.
But you talk about games and stuff.
We do
you
talk
go,
about games. Yeah.
Games and music, and like you did an episode on like the controversy about the violence in the game and everything. That was really cool.
Yeah, we deep dive into a few things, and then we do episodes like this where we just talk about a bunch of one-off comics, and we're like, why?
Yeah, why are we all spending our time doing this? Right? Don't you kind of walk away from it like, I spend a day, cumulatively, I spent a day reading this, talking about it, editing it. That was a lot of time to spend on the Kung Lao One-Shot from Malibu Comics.
It sure was, and is, and currently is.
What am I doing with my life?
There is like collectively now at least 2 hours worth of podcast content about the Kung Lao one-off comic book.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we probably got about 40 minutes and then about 20 talking about sodas and Fortnite. So
it's true.
We mix it up over here.
Yeah, I mean, our previous episode, we were supposed to talk about the MK4 comic book. We spent like half an hour talking about Resident Evil, so it happens.
That's what podcasts are for.
Yeah, it's for you to make one topic and then talk about another one for like most of the time.
Exactly.
Who wants to talk about the actual topic?
Not me.
So check out Combat Time. You guys are on Twitter and Instagram at Combat Time Pod.
Yep.
Is that correct?
Combat Time Pod. You can go to our Twitter page, and a link of our bio goes to our link tree that has all of the links to, like, you know, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, all that.
And you do some Twitch stuff too on occasion, don't you?
Once in a while, we did I did a Twitch stream where I played all of Mythology Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
And we've done a few Twitch streams where we just play fighting games against each other, and we need to get y'all on there at some point. So we can do like a tournament or something. Just get on there.
Kick the shit out of us in Mortal Kombat 11 because I am not good.
Well, we usually do streams of the old games on I think we talked about Fightcade before.
Yeah, we have.
So yeah, we basically do that. Where we recently did one where we played a bunch of what was it? Street Fighter the movie, the game?
Oh yeah, I saw that. I didn't make it to that one.
Oh, that's that is a game.
Talk about full circle. That's them doing motion, digital actor motion capture like Mortal Kombat, but for a Street Fighter game. And
they actually got Jean-Claude Van Damme to do it.
Holy moly, I did not know that.
Yeah, he's in there. Actually, all the actors except for Raul Julia.
That's fun.
Yeah. So yeah,
it's on. Yeah,
we do that. We got twitch.tv/Kombat Time Pod is our Twitch stream channel.
Nice.
We're gearing up for Jay to stream all of Special Forces. Yeah.
Special Force. Hell yeah. I can't wait for that.
Yeah. So we got him set up on that. So now we just got to pick a time, and then he's going to start playing that. And I can laugh at
the world's only Mortal Kombat Special Forces fan.
Corey?
Me.
I thought it'd be Corey.
I'm the only one.
It's definitely not me.
But yeah, that's me. That's us.
All right. Corey, what do you got going on?
I mean, if you can just go to our website, it's all there. Mortal Kombat Conquest.ca.
Well, that's your website.
It's our website. Like the shows.
It's got our stuff on it, but I bought it for you.
Yeah, but like, you know what I mean? Like our stuff is all there on that website.
But our website is mkpodquest.com. Your website is mortalkombatconquest.ca.
Yes.
Wait. I'm so
Yeah,
confused.
okay, so there's Mortal Kombat Conquest.ca, and all of our stuff is there, but it is mine. And then we have the other website,
mkpodquest.com,
which is
That takes
just
you
for
right
this.
That's just this show. That's where you can find links to our merch,
Okay.
to our YouTube channel, to our coffee account if you feel like throwing us a few bucks.
Mhm.
But if you want to find all the shows Corey and I do, Corey's shows Strat 2. I thought for a second it was Strat 1. Thank God I got it right. Strat 2.
Yeah.
They made another one. Or my alien show, Crew Expendable. You can go to mortalkombatconquest.ca and find links to all of those.
If you ever forget which website's mine, it's in CA because I am in Canada.
Yeah.
I had another thing I wanted to say, and
should we just put a link
lost
to
it.
Combat Time on our website?
Fuck it, sure.
Sure. We're going to find Combat Time
Dude,
also
thank you
at
so much.
mortalkombatconquest.ca.
I had a thing
Yeah.
I wanted to say. Shit, what was it? Fuck. That's gonna drive me nuts. If I think of it, I'll
Send me
follow up.
Yeah. Just record it and send it to me. I'll tag it on at
Neil,
the
did we
end.
not have one other thing we needed to get to though?
Oh shit, yeah. You know what? Last week we did a little bonus commentary at the end of our commentary where we watched Post Malone fall in a hole during a concert.
We did watch that. We did
that.
a live commentary on a very short video of Post Malone falling into a hole. We wanted to follow up because it appears that may have been more serious than we initially realized. A concert's been canceled and he may actually be hurt. So we just wanted
Bruce probably broke some ribs.
So
Man,
we just want to say,
rough, so.
looking out for Post Malone. Get well soon, Post Malone.
Sorry, man. Really hope you recover quickly.
My condolences.
Can't believe you played this fucking soundbite. Anyway, pour one out for Post Malone. Hopefully he's not doing too bad.
Yes, and we want to be clear. We were not laughing at you. We were laughing with you.
If you thought it was
really
funny.
hope you're not seriously injured, Post Malone. I think we're good. Should we just stop there?
Yes.
All right.
Just ends with the words
Sorry.
Post Malone.
No, we got it. Yasin, this is gonna stay in there. Yasin, thank you for doing the show. We're glad to finally have you on proper to talk about Kung Lao.
Thanks for having me, and I apologize for Kung Lao.
It wasn't
not
you.
your
You
fault.
didn't do it. It's not your fault.
Yeah. I guess I should say something too, folks. Next week's episode is going to be question marks as of this moment because I am definitely getting hit with a hurricane soon, and that may mess things up for me. So,
if anything
stay tuned.
happens, like we'll update you as much as possible. But if there's any kind of delay, just understand that we can't control the weather, and hurricanes are serious.
we do not have the Warrior King's orb. We cannot control the weather.
Yeah.
It's true.